You're being a pilot, but you're also a passenger too, because you're kind of like riding this thing.
Yeah.
You're like you want to steer it, but you're also kind of riding it.
You're in it with them. At the best, you're in it with them.
Yeah.
You're like, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah, it is a mass hypnosis. I really think it is. And I think it's very difficult to trick people on stage. I think you can trick people for a little while, but after a while, they kind of figure out who you really are.
Yeah, well, it's like pitching. I think a comedy like pitching a lot. They'll time your fastball after a while. They see it. Like, you know when there's a new phenom that gets put in a game and he strikes everybody out. But by the 6th inning, they've all been up twice.
Right.
And they just start killing the ball. That's most comics. They figure out how to pitch. But after a while, the audience goes, I don't know what you're doing. Yeah. But if you can be like, what's his name, El Duque in the Yankees, like many arm angles, not sure where it's coming
right,
from.
Right.
I think it's some jokes as brushback pitches, some stuff where they just go, what the fuck was that?
Right.
And there's no, and some of those jokes, you don't come back and fix them. You just let them be upset and you go, yeah, I'll do that. Just watch it.
Yeah.
I'll fucking do that. That wasn't even to make you laugh.
Right.
You don't know what I'm going to do, so don't dig in too easy.
Right.
They're off balance. You can get them different ways.
Yeah. We talked about, you at one point in time thought about opening up a comedy club?
Yeah, because you're opening one here.
Yeah, you thought about it? When?
I thought about it when I saw the Babe Ruth movie with John Goodman. Did you ever see that movie?
No.
He played Babe Ruth. And I don't know how much truth there is in it, but he wanted to manage the ball team. And John Goodman was such a good actor. And he does this moment where he says, I love the guys. I want to take care of the guys. I want to be the guy who looks after them and trains them and makes sure they're okay, because he just loved ball players. And I watched him do that, and I thought, that's how I feel about comedy. I'd like to have a club and start, be the place where new guys come in and new people, and watching them and encouraging awkward comedians that aren't easy laughers,
Right.
And being a place and bringing in great veterans for them to learn from, and you know what I mean, and feeding and cultivating an audience. I watched a lot of guys do that, like Manny and The Cellar and Lucian Holden, the comics. Some of my best friends were comedy club owners. Guys I respected so much were guys that ran clubs. So I thought that would be really cool. But it's opening a fucking business is horrible.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that now.
Yeah, I don't want to either, but I'm stuck.
Yeah,
already started doing it.
Are you anxious about it?
Surprisingly, not that anxious.
No.
Yeah, I have an unusual ability to handle a lot of stress. I just kind of settle into whatever that is.
I know
and I go, okay, this is what we're doing. I can not freak out. And so this is not that stressful because I got really good people here. I brought Curtis Nelson and Adam Egett and Eric from the Comedy Store, all these people from the Comedy Store, Kerry to run the bar. I brought the best people that were at the Comedy Store. And because it was during the pandemic, nobody was working.
Right.
I said, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Do you guys want to work for me? And so for the last year and a half, they've been actually working for free.
Wow.
They've been getting paid.
Right.
But they haven't working. They're not working. They've just been waiting to work.
You're just holding them.
Right, but I kept giving them their full salary.
Right.
I just said, this is not your problem. We had an initial venue that fell apart, so we had to buy a second venue, and the second venue required considerable construction. So I said, listen, this is okay. We're going to have fun. So let's just do this the right way, and I want everybody to be comfortable.
Right.
And now we're less than a month away.
That's amazing.
It's pretty exciting. And it's really good. The inside looks fucking incredible. And the scene here is already amazing. Yeah. I mean, I did the Vulcan last night, and then after I did a set there, I went over to the Creek and the Cave, and then there's other rooms in town too, and guys are hopping back and forth from room to room and doing 2-3 sets a night. It's really exciting. And there's really good comics here. There's really good up-and-coming people. And, Tom Segura moved here. Duncan Trussell moved here. Tim Dillon lives here now. There's Christina Pazitsky. There's a lot of really good comics. Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
So we're doing these shows. Ron White is here.
I saw him. He came to see me at the Creek and the Cave last night.
Oh, did he?
He's one of my favorites.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the godfather of this town.
Yeah.
So when, we're doing these shows, we're doing shows Shane Gillis comes into town all the time and Ari's here all the time. Yeah. So we're having so much fun. It's really an amazing scene right now. And it's exciting because it's new. And all these young people that come here and they do Kill Tony, that show. And so that gives them a chance to maybe get 1 minute and do it in front of hundreds of thousands of people on YouTube.
Right.
So there's this energy to this town that's happening now with stand-up. That's really exciting because it's a completely new scene.
That's great. Well, like you said, you can't practice it at home. It's the only way to learn it.
Right.
So I always feel a responsibility in that sense. If you love stand-up, you got to encourage other people. I bring people on the road with me who I think need exposure to higher pressure and stuff, and to help them learn, and also to tap my head, and I spend the whole time talking to them and answering stuff and stuff like that. And when I'm at the Cellar, I like mentoring. I like being a bit of a teacher,
Yeah.
So, but you have to, because there's no school for it, and there's no.
Which is wild.
Yeah, there never
really
will
wild.
be. I don't think that anybody will ever properly. You can't really teach stand-up. It comes from the heart or the balls or the pussy or wherever it comes from.
How do you do it? Do you do it like Steve Martin, or do you do it like Stephen Wright, or do you do it like Patrice O'Neill? You can't teach that.
No.
You can teach certain principles, and you can kind of coach people in whatever their individual style is, and sort of giving them some tips, like maybe if you did it this way, or here's the problem with that, or you're taking too much time with this. And
there's obvious mistakes people make, and you can help them by giving them that.
Yeah.
Going you don't need to be doing that.
Yeah.
That's a big giant waste of time. Or that's really one thing I've told a few guys and women that work for me is don't stop laughing. You're just nervous. That's just shit. Little nervous laughter.
Right.
It just looks dumb, and it's just do the joke. And if that nervous laughter is because you said something that's kind of tough to sell, fucking stand there and sell it, or just say that's the joke. And like Adrienne Appalucci opens for me a lot. She's hilarious,
very funny,
and she's really hard to take for my crowd who are there to be offended. What I love doing. Whenever Adrienne's on stage, I'm right behind her, behind the curtain, and I'm standing there where I can really hear, because she does these jokes and people go, oh! She does this thing about how how white women about racism and white women are the worst, and that we don't have enough serial killers because they always kill white women. And it boils down to when you think about it, Jeffrey Dahmer did more for black people than Martin Luther King because he killed white women.
But he didn't.
What?
Jeffrey Dahmer didn't kill white
Oh,
women.
I don't know. No,
Ted Bundy?
not Ted Bundy. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fucking up her bit. I'm
Okay.
destroying her bit. Anyway, it's a hilarious bit, but any audience goes like, Jesus! And I love hearing them because she's really loosening them up. She's really fucking, doing deep knee bends, getting them warmed up. But she used to kind of nervously laugh after certain jokes, which showed a little insecurity on her part. Like, maybe I shouldn't be saying this. And I told her, just do the fucking joke and stand there. Like, that's it. That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said. And the early jokes, people were having a hitch with it. But after they see that confidence in you, and they go, I guess she doesn't give a fuck. I guess she really means it. And they start to come around.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing, is how do comics that don't belong up there get good at it. That's where great comedy comes from, is somebody who's not a ham and who's not even into performing much, or but they just want to do this one thing. Those are where some of the better comics come from, I think.
And then they figure it out. And it's so exciting to watch them figure it out. It's so exciting to watch someone go from being like, he used to be like guys who were like a doorman at the Comedy Store. And then you see them 6-7 years later and you haven't seen them for a while, and all of a sudden they're killing. And they've got interesting points, and they've got great bits. Yeah.
It's great to watch.
It's a fun art form, man. It's still my favorite thing to watch after all these years. I still enjoy, and I didn't for a while in the beginning. In the beginning, I didn't because of like jealousy and insecurity. Like I didn't want, like if someone else was killing, I'd be like,